to call the vault, and that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Today we've got an NFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Carolina Panthers. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Now a Carolina native, former Tar Heel, it's Javonte Williams. And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. Good sign here early. Everybody on offense there up front in the backfield in sync on that play.
So much talk about what do you do to neutralize home field advantage? Well, teams that run the football effectively, they often have a way of neutralizing it in a big way when they have those types of runs.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 6. Play fake. Here's Prescott. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. My next teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Well, that's one way, and a good way, to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. Now they'll toss it out right to Williams. And he gets it down to the 32. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Prescott, trying to set up a screen for Blue. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4. To throw is Prescott. Now he's going to step up and run. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 12-yard line. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. He'll find Lamb, that's complete. Only able to gain a couple there. 3rd and 7 now.
It's a gain of 2 yards, and it's 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Prescott. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. A'Shawn Robinson, too much to handle that time. Gets the sack.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Panthers now set to take over offensively. Looking to put a drive together. They go play action. Young. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
44-yard line.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. It's Young off play action. He'll get this complete to the rookie 1st-round pick. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
To throw, Young. To the right side, hauled in by McMillan. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 20-yard line.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. A former Oklahoma State Cowboy. It's Chuba Hubbard. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Yeah, the Cowboys here on 3rd down bringing in an extra defensive back. Now here's Young. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Jalen Coker from 17 yards out. And the Panthers have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Ryan Fitzgerald now to add the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3.
Cowboys 3.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
George Pickens.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
He's going to get this one out to his fullback. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Quick throw there is incomplete. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it, because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Prescott to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 17-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. They'll come up 2nd and 7 as they've got it as we resume action. Here's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
And this offense on third down today, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. He'll try to pick it up himself, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And the lead is now 10-7. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Young off the bootleg. Short throw hauled in by Trimble. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. 2nd and 7. Young. They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 49 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They run again with Dowdle. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he's a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. On the run, it's Dowdle. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now Young. He'll try and do this himself. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. They'll find McMillan here. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of 8.
And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
They'll try under pressure. Down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Osa Odighizuwa with the effort there to earn the sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starting in the NBA and power forward. It's a really difficult task.
And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 3. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now Prescott. He'll try to pick it up himself. Nice little juke. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. Now Prescott. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Prescott. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Prescott now. He'll fire deep downfield from Lamb. It's caught inside the 25. A big play here for Dallas. 47 yards.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this 1st half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps. It delivers a big play here for this offense.
Miles Sanders' first carry of the game. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now a 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he stopped immediately there. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. On the sneak, it's Prescott. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
It's been a good drive so far. They just wanted to keep it going, so they call low-risk, low-reward play. No one's worried about picking up big yardage here. Quarterback sneak, keep the chains moving, and pick up another first down.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Screen play set up for Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A good first down call as the screen play gets him 9.
Good call there on first down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Javonte Williams punching it in from a yard away. And the Cowboys go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Aubrey now for the point after. It's good to make it 17-7.
Makes the score Cowboys 17, Panthers 7.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Carolina getting set to take the field. Well, they've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
That one complete to Ligon. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Young now. Now he'll tuck this and run. Young into the slide, and he's got a first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one, picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt to kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So from the 25, this is 2nd and 5. Young to throw it. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to get it back here just past the 35. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
He'll drop this down to Williams.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
To throw is Prescott. Now he's going to step up, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd.
A short one there taken in by Ferguson. And he will have a Cowboys first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Throwing, Prescott.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Looking to throw, Prescott.
Here's one deep for Pickens.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. And again, it's Prescott. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
Derek Brown. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. Shifts by him and able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So the Panthers going to take over here to start quarter number 3. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Looking to throw, Young. Over the middle, complete. It's Hubbard. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down.
No gain on the play.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Here we go on 4th down. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34. They run it again with Williams. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's 3rd and 3. Here's Prescott. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. Well, the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line. Defensively, they were in the 3-4. Solid run up the middle. What made it successful?
Well, what you have to do is control the nose guard, but sometimes you don't do it by blocking him. You do it by influencing him. Get him moving to one side or the other and hit him back on the opposite.
They'll look to throw here. Now he'll tuck this and run, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Now that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game, so they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more.
He's got a man complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
10 yards.
Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down.
Well, they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Young to throw it. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Young will set to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Bryce Young sacked. A fumble on the play. Recovered by the Cowboys.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. 68 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Prescott to throw it. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Here's Prescott. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 40. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense is getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll run. This is Jaden Blue. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
This 2nd and 4. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
He'll drop to throw. Touchdown, Cowboys! Jake Ferguson from 3 yards out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And the lead is now 24.
31. Panthers 7.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
This is caught by McMillan. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
A running play, it's Dowdle. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now Young. That one complete to Miguel. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to make it 4th down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They'll try and run for it. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws. They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. The tight end in motion right. They run here with Dowdle. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Young. They'll run the screen with Hubbard. Takes it down to the 10-yard line. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss and no one wants anything.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
15-yard line.
1st and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on 2nd and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Moore, the man in motion. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll try and do this himself. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 94 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on 1st down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the first down. I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to second and one is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down. It actually aids the defense in that situation.
Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw in that play with a loss. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6. And they're going to face a third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. It's Williams on the catch. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. But they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Carolina offense about ready to go. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Looking to put a drive together. And they'll send the tight end in motion. To throw, Young. A short throw hauled in by Trimble. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Young. Over the middle, complete into the hands of Trimble. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
That'll give them 8 that time, and it'll be second in a couple.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Young quickly to the flat. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 39.
A gain of 10 yards.
It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Young now. That caught by Trimble. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Here is Young. To the left side, he's got McMillan. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
On the play. That's another Panthers first down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Young to throw it. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Throwing, Young. Now he's going to step up and run. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Bryce Young taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Panthers get a bit closer.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good.
31, Panthers 13.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Cowboys are able to recover.
The onside kick.
The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42. Prescott here to throw. This is caught by Williams. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. No luck whatsoever there on the draw.
Yeah, they're supposed to use their aggressiveness against them. That was the hope. But maybe they had too big of a meal last night. A half step slow, and he ends up running right into the meat of the defense.
They'll fake the jet sweep, but instead of give up the middle to Williams. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.